Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And last night, the Utica Comets, dressed as the New Jersey Devils, fell short to the New York Rangers by a final score of 5-4 at Madison Square Garden in the second half of a back-to-back home-and-home in the preseason. And it was an interesting one. The boys hung tough. They really showed well and, hung in there against primarily the Rangers NHL team. They came out pretty strong, I thought, had a lot of quality chances early. Halonen had a good one. Leger had a great chance. Lots of physicality. Matt Rempe was back to his old tactics, running around like a madman. He tried to line someone up and crush someone behind the net, and he kind of missed and hit the glass. But he was out there physical, mixing it up. And unfortunately, the Devils lost. What are you going to do? It was basically the Comets versus the Rangers. Pretty exciting game overall. They made it close in the end, made their push, but fell short. And let's just get to the scoring first. First period at 6:41, Capo Caco. Labanc with a very weak backhanded clearing attempt. Very weak backhanded clearing attempt right up the middle and ends up in the back of the net. I'm sure he wants that one back. You could see his body language, his reaction after it happened. He knew he messed up. But not even a minute later at 7:31, Zboril makes some nice moves for the Devils. He comes into the zone. He lets a wrister go, continues to drive the net, puts in the juicy rebound, tying it at 1. The Comets are in this thing. 1-1 after 1. We head to the second period, and at 5:25, Edstrom makes a nice play in tight, gets off a shot. The rebound's just sitting there, and he pops it up past Poulter, taking the 2-1 lead. And that was also short-lived for the Rangers because this Utica Comets / New Jersey Devils team comes right back at 9:04. Kevin Labanc gets a pass in the neutral zone. He comes flying in. He lets go a wrister. Another juicy rebound sitting there. He gets the rebound. It pops up very weird past Shesterkin. Shesterkin tries to say he hit it in with his hand, but it was a very awkward, weird play. Game tied at 2. And then at 17:01 of the second, Mancini for the Rangers dancing on the blue line, gets some space, and he just lets go a nice wrister that Poulter never saw. Beats him, taking the 3-2 lead. And this is kind of where the Rangers started to pull away. 28 seconds later at 17:29, Mackey gets a pass from behind the net in the top of the circle, and he just launches a wrister as well off the bar and in. At first, I honestly didn't even think it went in, but just like that, after 2 periods, Rangers up over the Comets / Devils 4-2. And then at 3:22 of the third, Vinny Trocheck comes up the wing. He kind of cuts to the middle of the ice. He gets into that slot area and just lets a nice wrister go. Nice wrister. Oh, and I should mention, this beats Brennan. So Shesterkin played the first 2 periods for the Rangers. Poulter played the first 2 for the Devils. And then the third period for the Devils, Brennan came in. And for the Rangers, Guerin came in. So the starters played 2 periods, and then they turned it over to the backup for the night. But Vinny Trocheck makes it 5-2 off a beautiful wrister. And the Devils make a late push at 9:24 on the power play. Labanc gets a pass on the wing. He takes a stride or two, gets to that face-off dot, and just fires one in. Cuts the deficit to 5-3. And then with the empty net and the extra attacker off a face-off, Labanc grabs the puck, makes a couple nice moves, and does a beautiful saucer pass right into the wheelhouse of Halonen, who one-times it in, cutting the lead to 5-4 with 35 seconds left, and that's where it ended. But what an absolutely beautiful play there from Labanc. And, my main takeaway is this Utica Comets team hung in there against the NHL Rangers, and they should be proud of themselves. Obviously, again, a meaningless, preseason game. There's not much really to take away from it. But my main takeaway from this game is Kevin Labanc looks like he is playing his ass off for a contract. He had a goal in the game 2 nights ago in the Devils' 3-1 win at home. He had a goal in that one, and then he had 2 goals and an assist last night. 2 goals and an assist in the 5-4 loss. For the 3-point night, he's had 4 points in these last 2 games against the Rangers, and my God, Decisions. I don't know how Fitz is not going to try to sign this man. I honestly can see him stepping into the lineup in the event of injuries or people just, struggling. But Labanc looks like he will not be denied. And honestly, if the Devils don't sign him, I think somebody will. Is he going to be a dynamic game changer and take over games? No, but do I think he can contribute in small doses in the right roles and the right usages from an NHL club? Absolutely. He has great, vision on the ice. He's had some ridiculous shots, and he can still play. He's only 29, I believe, and he's not looking to be out of this league just yet. If the Devils don't find a way to sign him, I think somebody will. And the other guy that stood out again is Halonen. He had a goal in last night's game and the night before. Halonen has looked like another guy that how are you going to deny this man? I mean, these guys are just playing possessed. I think they both could potentially see time with the Devils at different points of this season. Again, whether that's due to injury or them just trying to get a different look for some matchups and give guys the night off and put them in the press box. I don't know, but my takeaway from these two games is that Halonen and Labanc could be potential upgrades over guys in Prague right now. And I hate to be cutthroat, but they both have been bringing it, and they want to be noticed. Halonen had 20 goals, I think, in 35 games for the Comets last year. I mean, that's not too shabby. It's over. It's point. My math is a little spotty here. It's like almost 0.6 goals a game. It's more than a goal every 2 games. Unbelievable. But they both looked very impressive in the loss. Devils with 34 shots on goal, Rangers with 37 shots on goal. Face-off percentage, Devils 47.4%, Rangers 52.6%. Both the Devils and Rangers were 1 for 3 on the power play. Devils with 12 hits, Rangers with 21 hits. Devils with 9 block shots, Rangers with 11 block shots. Devils with 9 giveaways, Rangers with 9 giveaways. Devils with 4 takeaways, Rangers with 5 takeaways. And the stats were fairly close. I mean, very close in the face-off circle. Shots on goal, only 3 more for the Rangers. Both 1 for 3 on the power play. Rangers out-hit them 21-12. Again, this is a very subjective stat, so I don't know. But I could see that being the reality. Block shots, pretty close. Giveaways, takeaways, all very close. Devils came out and really took it to them, and I think they caught the Rangers kind of flat-footed and caught them by surprise. We had a bunch of good chances early. If Shesterkin wasn't in there pretty strong, the Devils, I feel like, could have had a 2-0 lead after a few minutes. So he made some really good saves. But it wasn't meant to be, but exciting always to see Devils-Rangers rivalry regardless of who is in the lineup. And as far as we saw 3 fights, 3 rounds of fisticuffs. And only the first one, in my opinion, Van der Leest was really the only real fight. He dropped the mitts and he was throwing punches for real. The other 2 fights were very sorry, I have to be honest. It was, the Devils player dropped the gloves and then just kind of held on and wrestled or tried to get to the ice. Pathetic showings in the second 2 fights. But that first one, Van der Leest is a big boy, 6'6". I saw him up close and personal at the rookie camp earlier this summer, and he is a monster on the ice. So shout out to him for a spirited bout in this one. But overall, the Utica Comets wearing Devils jerseys hung in there tough against an NHL club with Shesterkin in net for 2 periods, one of the best goalies in the league. Hats off to the boys. And like I said, my main takeaways from this game and the other one, Labanc and Halonen want to play in the NHL. They definitely do, and I don't see how, in what world they're not called upon at some point this season. I think it's inevitable. They both really looked great in these 2 games, and we'll see what happens. We will see what happens, but inevitably injuries are going to come or struggles, and, it is what it is. This is a business, and we got to put the best team out there possible. But let me know in the comments what you thought about this game. Anything, everything Devils hockey, throw it out there. It was an exciting one. Another exciting preseason game. We're just counting down now a few more days till we open the season for real in Prague in the Global Series against Lindy Ruff and the Buffalo Sabres in what should be 2 very good games, and hopefully we come home with those 4 points. That would be something special. That plane ride home from Prague would be really nice with 4 points in the bank. But we'll see. Hopefully the big boy club, New Jersey Devils, shake off some of that rust and some of that stuff we saw in the one preseason game they all played on Long Island and didn't look too good. Hopefully we see a totally different looking team in Prague and they just shell the Sabres. I would love to see it, but throw it all out there in the comments. I enjoy talking to you all. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Make sure you get your Dirty Devil Vodka, the official vodka of the great martinbrodeur. Link in description. And I'll be back soon, guys. You know how I do. I'll be back very soon working on some really cool projects. Keep your eyes peeled. Some of these projects I've been working on for a very long time, and they're finally coming out in October for your viewing pleasure. And that's it. That's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devil.